Welcome to the first training lesson on the Mi-24P Hind helicopter. Today we'll learn basic procedures to start and take off this bird. Mi-24 is a two-seat helicopter operated by a pilot and co-pilot gunner, also known. Welcome to the first training lesson on the Mi-24P Hind helicopter. Today we'll learn basic procedures to start and take off this bird. Mi-24 is a two-seat helicopter operated by a pilot and co-pilot gunner, also known as a weapon operator. Use keyboard keys 1 and 2 to switch between seats. In this lesson, we will act as a pilot and occupy the upmost cockpit situated behind the operator's one. So, we begin. First, switch on all the circuit breakers on the right and left back walls. Use the support metal frames to move them up all at once. Or use keyboard keys right Ctrl plus right Shift plus 1 and right Ctrl plus right Shift plus 2. Turn to the right side and switch on both batteries on the right electric deck. Then, locate the power from bed switch. Open the cover and move the switch. Activate P-750A power inverter. Watch the appropriate light is lit above the switch. If you are unable to see the bottom part of the electric deck, slide your camera view to the right with right Ctrl plus right Shift plus num 6. Use num 5 to center view again.
Лук Ри 65.
Close the door by
Исправен.
clicking the door handle with the mouse, or use left control plus C. Pressurize the cockpit by opening the pressure valve on the left side. Rotate the wheel handle counterclockwise by dragging it to the left down direction with the mouse. Release the main rotor shaft brake by lowering the brake lever on the right side of the seat. Turn to the left and up a bit and locate the fire protection panel. Move master switch and fire extinguisher switches to the up position. Switch on service tanks, fuel cut-off valves, crossfeed and transfer pumps for all tanks. If you are equipped with external tanks, switch the appropriate external tanks rocker to the up position also. At the next step, we'll start the auxiliary power unit, APU. During APU start, we have to monitor battery voltage do not drop below 18 volts. In order to do this, rotate the voltmeter selector 2 notches to the bad position. Now, we are ready to start the APU. Check if APU start crank false start rocker set to start position. Then press an APU start button and hold for 2-3 seconds until APU comes to life. Push the right button of the board clock to start the seconds count. While APU is spinning up, please monitor. Exhaust gas temperature rises but not exceeds 880. Voltage is not below 18 volts. The green after on light should go out during the first 30 seconds after the start. When APU goes idle, check if green APU normal RPM lamps is lit. Green normal oil press lamp is lit. EGT readings don't exceed 720. It's the right time to start main helicopter engines. We must start from the leeward engine. Today the wind blows from the right, so we have to start the left engine first. Check if the engine side rocker crank start set to start, and the engine start selector switch is set to left engine position. Immediately lower the left engine stop lever. Failing to do so, we'll terminate the normal starting procedure. Use right control plus page up if convenient. The engine should come to idle power in no more than 60 seconds. Monitor the following parameters during spin-up. Green auto on and amber starter on lights up. Steady RPM increase and main rotor blade starts to move. Oil pressure at 45% of turbine RPM is not lower than 1 kilogram per square centimeter. Amber starter on light should turn off at 60-65% of RPM. Green auto on light should maintain the lead state no more than 33 seconds. Warning: during each engine startup, it's forbidden to move aircraft control sticks, engine RPM handle, or swing engine start selector rocker to another engine. Welcome to the first training lesson on the Mi-24P Hind helicopter. Today we'll learn basic procedures to start and take off this bird. Mi-24 is a two-seat helicopter operated by a pilot and co-pilot gunner, also known as a weapon operator. Use keyboard keys 1 and 2 to switch between seats. In this lesson, we will act as a pilot and occupy the upmost cockpit situated behind the operator's one. So, we begin. First, switch on all the circuit breakers on the right and left back wall. Turn to the right side and switch on both batteries on the right electric deck. Then, locate the power from bed switch, open the cover, and move the switch to the up position. Activate your 750A power inverter. Watch the appropriate light is lit above the switch. If you are unable, close the door by clicking the door handle with the mouse, or use left control plus C.
Лук Ри-65 исправен. Лук Ри-65 исправен. Лук Ри-65 исправен.
Pressurize the cockpit by opening the pressure valve on the left side. Rotate the wheel handle counterclockwise. Release the main rotor shaft brake by lowering the brake lever on the right side of the seat. Turn to the left and up a bit and locate the fire protection panel. Move master switch and fire extinguisher. Switch on service tanks, fuel cut-off valves, crossfeed and transfer pumps for all tanks. If you are equipped with external tanks, switch the appropriate external tanks rocker to the up position. At the next step, we'll start the auxiliary power unit, APU. Now, we are ready to start the APU. Check if APU start crank false start rocker set to start position. Then press an APU start button and hold for 2-3 seconds until APU comes to life. While APU is spinning up, please monitor. Exhaust gas temperature rises but not exceeds 880. Voltage is not below 18 volts. The green after on light should go out during the first 30 seconds after the start. When APU goes idle, check if green APU normal RPM lamps is lit. Green normal oil press lamp is lit. EGT readings don't exceed 720. it's the right time to start main helicopter engines. We must start from the lever. Immediately lower the left engine stop lever. Failing to do so, we'll terminate the normal starting procedure. Use right control plus page up if convenient. The engine should come to idle power in no more than 60 seconds. Monitor the following parameters during spin-up. Green auto on and amber starter on, lights up. Steady RPM increase and main rotor blade starts to move. Oil pressure at 45% of turbine RPM is not lower than 1 kg per square centimeter. Amber starter on light should turn off at 60-65% of RPM. Green auto on light should maintain the lead state no more than 33 seconds. Warning: during each engine startup, it's forbidden to move aircraft control sticks, engine RPM handle, or swing engine start selector rocker to another engine. When the left engine goes idle, repeat the procedure for the right engine. Select right engine by switching the engine start rocker to right position first. Lower the right engine stop lever to down position. Check warning lights, RPM, temperature increase, and oil pressure gauges for normal readings. Wait until engines run at idle for 1 minute. Note: in the case of prolonged APU warm-up or engine test runs, engage the APU generator to provide battery recharge using the APU generator switch on the right electric panel. Do not forget to temporarily switch it off during the engine start phase to avoid possible APU overload. Activate dust filters prior to increasing torque. It's forbidden to increase RPM until engine oil temperature reaches 30 degrees and main gearbox temperature below -50. Place the mouse cursor over the collective stick grip. Depress the right mouse button and rotate the grip marked gas clockwise using a mouse wheel. You can use page up key instead. on both PO750A and power from battery switches back to off position. Switch the main 115 and 36 volts transformer. Switch on both rectifiers. Stop Apu turbo engine, pressing Stop Apu button on the left side. Power on the guidance system by switching comp system rocker to the up position. Power on both vertical gyro systems. Now we have to test the gyros using ADI and pitch roll indicators. First, depress for 1 or 2 seconds, corresponding gauge buttons for both vertical gyros on the main instrumental deck. Watch both red gyro warning lamps above the buttons go off. Also, notice red markers on ADI pitch and roll indicator go off. ADI indication should coincide with current aircraft pitch and roll parking angles. Set adjust stop switch to on. Note the red warning lamp located to the right diminishes and zero indicator bar settles near the center according to the current ambient air density. That indicates the normal working state of SPUU 52. Note that at near sea level altitudes, low or moderate temperatures, when air density is high, the bar may settle to the right of center. In the conditions of low air density, the bar may stay in the leftmost position. In the next step, we'll engage autopilot control channels. Use backspace key to hide the sticks and obscuring cockpit element. Press backspace again to show hidden sticks back. Look to the left and power on all radio and communication systems. Switch radio altimeter, Doppler, blink, radar warning power and IFF system to on. In 3 minutes after the guidance system is powered, you may align it. Look to the bottom panel. Check if the 3-position mode selector is set to mark. Then, press alignment button for 3 seconds. If you need to strafe your view down, use right control plus right shift plus num 2 keyboard combination. Press num 5 to set ARK 15 panel mode switch to cam position. Power on the ARK U2 directional finder panel located under your left elbow. Switch air conditioner mode to condition on the right panel under your right elbow. This will bring conditioned air to the cockpit. Now we're ready to start taxi. Proceed with the following. Release parking brake, left shift plus W. Push the cyclic stick forward smoothly and increase the pitch of the main rotor by gently lifting the collective stick. Lower the collective stick when the helicopter starts to move. Use short anti-torque pedal pushes to adjust moment direction. Maintain slow forward motion with longitudinal movements of cyclic control stick and wheel brakes when needed. Do not exceed the speed of 20 km per hour. Enable control position overlay indication. Right control plus enter to help you accommodate with controls. Turn left to the taxiway. Proceed taxi along the path to the runway. You have entered the runway. Turn left and land the forward wheel along the center line. We have to execute the higher power check before each flight. Gently pull the control stick back and right, then smoothly pull up the collective stick until the helicopter hangs its wheels 1.5 meters above the ground. Push the right pedal proportionally to compensate for the torque and constant tendency to make the left turn. Control the longitudinal and lateral movements of the helicopter with the cyclic stick. Check whether the main rotor speed is not less than 93% at hovering. Gently move the collective down and lower the helicopter to the ground until steady on wheels. Today we will perform the rolling takeoff procedure. Increase the collective smoothly until the helicopter becomes light on the landing gear. Move the cyclic slightly forward of the neutral hovering position to start the forward movement. Maintain a straight ground track with the lateral cyclic and heading with anti-torque pedals until a climb speed of 20-30 km per hour is established. Smoothly apply collective to full and pull cyclic a bit to get helicopter in the air. Maintain an altitude to take advantage of ground effect for a while. Then allow the airspeed to increase toward normal climb speed, thus to get 70 km per hour of airspeed at 25 meters of altitude. Using G key, retract landing gear above 15 meters off the ground at 70 km per hour. When you use clickables in the cockpit, first release gear lever lock with the left mouse button prior to moving landing gear lever up. After takeoff and getting safe altitude, establish the normal climb power setting and switch off the dust filters. The lesson is over. Try again if you feel you are not perfect. Welcome to the shooting range. Precise and effective target engagement with guided missiles on Mi-24 very much depends on coordinated activity of pilot and gunner. While in active pulse in this lab, look up to the ASP-17 VP side. Switch Automan to auto position. Press 2 to take the co-pilot gunner seat. We have 3 to 4 minutes until all systems are operational. Please don't switch and activate anything. Just wait and listen. The guidance system becomes operational at the moment the ready lamps are lit on both missile select panel and LCP. The gunner switches the observe switch to on position, opening the external flaps, which protect the GU camera lens glasses. Clinking to the GU monocular eyepiece, the operator observes and searches for the target, controlling the view by the control handles. The search is carried out using the wide view mode of the GU optical system, which magnifies the image by 3.3 times. For target designating and acquisition, the operator switches to narrow view with 10x magnification. Press spacebar to continue. Note that GU side mark constantly moves while GU controls are not centered. The operator controls the speed and direction of the GU side mark movement. This solution helps much when trying to keep a mark on the moving target from the in-flight platform. Press spacebar to continue. Upon the target designation, the gunner select the proper missile launcher by rotary on the missile selection panel. If the selection of hardpoint is successful, the missile launcher lamp turns to lit state. Next, the internal transparent lens glasses are opened by switching the side door switch. These doors were used during observation to protect optics from dust. Clicking to eyepiece again, the gunner puts the sight mark on the target and reports to pilot commander, target acquired. Press spacebar to continue. After the gunner's report, the pilot steers the helicopter so that movable computing crosshair from the gunner's GU on his side glass becomes enclosed by the inner fixed ring of the sight. At that, the red light arc segment turns on in the top of the gunner's GU view, and constant high tone is heard in the headphones of both aviators. At the distances of 1,000 to 5,000 meters, the gunner fires the missile and keeps the GU sight mark on the target until hit. Press spacebar to proceed. Note that in order to keep constant target acquisition from the gunner's seat during the missile run, the pilot should constrain the helicopter within the following limits. Direction, ± 55 degrees. Pitch from -20 to 15. Roll 20 degrees either side. In a case of oversteer in that situation, the guidance system is operational. Both ready lamps are lit on the panels. Please switch the observe switch to on position, opening the external flaps and uncaging gyros. Press left Alt plus A to cling to the eyepiece of the guidance unit binocular. While using GU binocular, you can move the view by joystick, keyboard or a mouse. Press left Win plus H to show the hint on the commands being used. As it was said earlier, you control the speed and direction of the sight mark visible in the GU monocular. The fire moves the control, the faster it moves. Tiny red on-screen arrow guides you in that procedure, and might be hidden using left Alt plus S for real experience. Guide the monocular view to the target range marked with red smoke. Then, use left Ctrl plus X or mouse wheel to set a 10x zoom and designate a target. Press spacebar after you do so. You can launch the missiles from 1,000 to 5,000 meters. Compare the visible vertical size of the target with the scale consisting of a pair of inverted T marks on the left side of the circular view field. Each mark is designed for the average tank height and labeled by the corresponding distance number at which the vertical size of the target fills the gap between T and the horizontal line. For example, if the target fills a gap below 10, the distance to target is 1000 meters. Designate the target as a valid tank object, then press left Alt plus A to move away your eye from the binocular. Look to the Missile Select panel and rotate the missile selector to any valid station. Ensure the missile and launcher lamp is lit. Open the dust-protecting side lens glass doors by moving the side door switch to up position. Note the amber doors open lamp becomes lit to the left of the switch. Cling to the monocular again, using left Alt plus A. When the movable computing crosshair from the operator's guiding unit, shown on the pilot ASP-17 side, is placed inside the fixed ring, the red light arc becomes visible in the operator's monocular. That means the helios noise is aligned with the line of the GU side. And conditions to fire the missile. As we said earlier, it's the pilot's task to steer and place the computing crosshair inside the fixed ring on the side. In reality, this is being done after the gunner's report target acquired. So, we are ready to launch the missile. Switch back to the gunner's seat by pressing 2, please. Then cling to the monocular. Use a joystick, keyboard or a mouse. Steer the side view to the tank positions marked with smoke. Change magnification to 10x to zoom into the tanks and check if the distance within the specified launch range. Place the center side mark onto a suitable tank. Ensure the red arc is lit and the high-pitched sound is heard. Launch the missile using right control plus space and keep the sight on the target all the way the missile runs. Launch confirmed. Cling away from the monocular. Left Alt plus A. As long as the missile has hit the target, switch off the guidance transmission by pressing the release radiate button on the control unit base, or press left Alt plus R. Select another missile on the missile selector panel and attack the next target using the same procedure. Launch confirmed. Cling away from the monocular, left Alt plus A. We should mention that the game supports the possibility to control aircraft and operate the weapons simultaneously by one person. A special AI aviator is added. His name is Petrovich. He may act as a pilot or gunner depending on the current player role, taking part of another missing crew member. So, if you are a pilot, Petrovich acts as a gunner. You command him when and where he should search, and Petrovich is commanded via a special on-screen interface. Press left Ctrl plus V to activate it. You see the on-screen command interface. The color of the box frames corresponds to the current Petrovich gunner mode. Red, weapons disarmed. Yellow, weapon arming. Beige, fire on command. Green, weapons free to fire at will. Use left Ctrl plus W to command weapon arm. Press the spacebar to continue when ready. Petrovich interface understands up, left, right, down commands which currently correspond to WASD keyboard keys. These commands might be conveniently assigned to the joystick hand. Petrovich tries to find and designate targets after the command is received. If successful, the list of designated targets is shown. Send shot up or shot down commands using W and S keys to scroll the list. You may point another place on the surface to correct direction and send command again if nothing is found by the gunner. Listing choose the target to attack. Send shot right command using. Upon receiving the target designation command, Petrovich acquires the target and waits. It's for your command to fire. Press right Alt plus space or squeeze the trigger to launch the missile. Launch confirmed. Now, cancel designation pressing shutdown and crunch the spacebar to proceed. Acting as a pilot, Petrovich flies ahead. While in FLT mode, the following commands are recognized. Short up-down, speed change. Long left-right, heading change. Long up-down, altitude change. Short right, brings the command crosshair to select desired flight direction, and with the second short right, the confirmation of it. Short left doubles the flight modes, as we said. Now, check if we are in flight mode and send multiple short down commands in order Petrovich sets the zero translational speed.
Отказал генератор. Отказал генератор. Отказал
At low
генератор.
speed, the droid automatically switches to HVR
Аварийный
mode.
остаток
All
топлива.
FLT commands are active.